is there. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there. It's G.I. Joe against Cobra.
Endgame program, and be done with them.
Well, we are back once again. It's been a little while. I hope you guys didn't miss me too much. Anyway, so it is nice to be back, and it's been a while. I took the holidays off, and it's time to stream once again. So just 1 second, a little quick audio check. Yeah, audio is working. Sorry, I'm always so nervous since that like 1 or 2 times the audio decides not to work. Anyways, so late night live stream. Of course, we're talking Transformers and G.I. Joe. Happy 2026 to Carlos there in the chat. Whoa, Johnny on the spot there already. Pretty cool. Just let me get set up here for 1 second. Let's see what we got here. Let's see live chat. We'll do that. Okay, so yeah, so we're back. And you know what? Thanks for joining us, and hopefully some more people will file in a little bit. Keep the chat going there, guys. Anything you want to talk about, anyone comments or whatever, put them in the chat. We'll talk. Yeah, so sorry. Running around a few minutes late. You know what? I always leave the setup to the stream till the very last moment, and sometimes it takes me a few minutes extra, longer than I thought. Okay, so we are back, and we'll get into some stuff. Of course, today for like a lot of people like myself, it's kind of like the last day of the holiday season. It's Sunday. If you're off during the holidays, work starts again tomorrow. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know how late we'll do, but yeah, we'll talk some GIJoes and Transformers. But like always, we have to start with some housekeeping stuff. And so yeah, late night as of right now, still keeping that 11:30 p.m. Eastern time slot. It's so late, guys. I know. Hopefully some people actually watch on the replay. Because you know what, I do understand that this is a late time slot, but it just works for me at the moment or whatever. I'll try an earlier time slot at some point, but I'll make an announcement about that like well in the future. So for now, we're still doing 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday nights, Transformers and G.I. Joe stuff. Usually we talk about news related stuff like what has happened in the last little while. I'll be honest with you, I took pretty much a total break from the toy collecting world for the holiday season. I spent it with my family, but you know what? I'm back and ready to go. But the one thing I didn't take a break from was collecting and acquiring stuff. And like always, we'll go over some stuff that I've picked up recently. And we'll just do a quick little chat about that stuff. It's been a while since we've talked about that stuff. So, you know what? There's a few extra things that I have picked up since we chatted last. Let me just get set up here, guys. I'm just messing stuff about here so I can get my lists up and stuff. Okay. So, and you know what? I'm trying something different tonight too. I've never done this before. I guess my YouTube updated, so I'm actually, live streaming on YouTube Shorts now as well. So I've got the 2 streams going. So we'll see how that goes. I don't really know. Obviously, the primary focus is just the straight YouTube. It's like you kind of got to try to stay in shot with the shorts or whatever because it's just the up and down. I don't know how that'll work out. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, we're going to get into some stuff that I picked up over since we last chatted. Now, of course, for the most part, I do a lot of Facebook Marketplace. I know everyone's like, the boomers, they love the Facebook. Facebook Marketplace is rocking sometimes, and you can find a lot of good stuff on there. And for me, like, I check Facebook Marketplace like multiple times a day, hoping new stuff will come up over the run of the day, and I have a lot of luck with it. So obviously, Facebook Marketplace is probably my number one spot, because at least you have a bit more control over Facebook Marketplace. You can search for certain things, try to find some things. And then, of course, the second most place where I get stuff is the thrift store, which in my case is the local value villages that are around the area. And you know what? I do, once again, because I visit so often, and it is completely random. The more times you visit, the better chance you have of actually finding something. So I do pretty good at the value village, the thrift store. Let's see what we got in chat. Arctic Kiss order window closes soon. Is it today the last day? Like in the next, does this close at 12 p.m. Eastern, Carlos? I'm not really sure when it closes. It closes today, right? But it closes in 20 minutes. Sorry. Did you get one? Did you get one, Carlos? I personally did not order an Arctic Kiss. Okay, we'll get back. We'll talk about the Arctic Kiss quickly. And we'll get back to the new acquisitions in a few minutes or whatever. For me, the Arctic Kiss is really cool. And I thought long and hard about picking one up. And the thing is, there's twofold for me, okay? So, I'm going to cut to the story. I didn't buy one. Yeah. Liquid. Yeah, so yeah, you're like me. I didn't get one either. And the thing is, two things. First of all, as you may know, and I've mentioned many times, I am Canadian. And so obviously when you factor in the Arctic Kiss, it's sold in American dollars. There's a bit of an exchange rate that I have to factor in, and it drives up the price more for me. So it's kind of like, eh. And then the thing is, the Arctic Kiss, I think anyone out there that has a snowcat coming, I think you should get an Arctic Kiss. I think because you can play off both of those. Oh, Carlos, you ordered two. Wow. Maybe you'll send me one, hey? Joking. But anyone has ordered the snowcat, they need an Arctic Kiss, and I think that's a great purchase. I think the price is fair. Would I have liked to seen the price at $149 American or $179 American? Yes. $199 is getting at that bubble where it becomes expensive for me, once again, because I have to factor in that exchange rate. So, you know what? So for me, and I don't have a snowcat coming either. And so the thing is, the winter motif of the Arctic Kiss doesn't really necessarily appeal to me as potentially that somebody else, it might appeal to them because they're going to build more of this Arctic, Arctic scene or whatever, right? I know a lot of people out there love to do photography stuff with their GIJoe classified figures. For me, it's just collecting them at the moment. I mean, the idea of doing photography scenes is really cool, but it's just I don't have the time and effort to do that right now. But it's always in the back of your mind, right? It's like, hey, would this be a cool thing to do? Yeah. Anyways, so if you have the snowcat coming, I think you should have the Arctic Kiss. If you're into building out that Arctic motif in GIJoe Classified, I think you need the Arctic Kiss. Just for me, it didn't really hit. I think it's cool. It gives me hope, though, that we will see more made-to-order vehicles coming to GIJoe Classified. So, I mean, I think that's a good thing. I hope it succeeds. I hope a lot of people order it. I know I've already seen a lot of other people have ordered multiple of them. Like it's in that bubble where it's affordable. It's not crazy expensive, but it's just not for me at the moment. But like I think Carlos mentioned, you've only got about 15 or 18 minutes left to order one if you do think you want one. And the thing is, you do have to keep in mind that they don't charge you for the Arctic Kiss until it ships. It's not going to ship until next December, or roughly late fall possibly. So if you want one or are thinking about getting one, order one. You can always cancel it until it ships. right? So it's not going to ship until next fall or December. So you got basically 11 or 12 months to figure out, you know what, do I have the money for this? Or do I not have the money for this? Or do I want it or I don't want it? So if you have any idea that you think you might want it, buy it now and decide later. It's like if you go to Costco, you know, Costco's all buy now, decide later. The Arctic Kiss at this moment is buy now, decide later. Let's go to the chat. Oh, Bill's here. I pre-ordered mine. I factored the 350 Canadian. I'll save it up throughout the year, so it's not so bad. I agree. It is definitely, since they don't charge you until next year, that you have time to save up the money for this. The thing is, if I really wanted the Arctic Kiss, I could afford it. And, you know, definitely plausible. I could sell like a bunch of G.I. Joes and Transformers and the wheelings and dealings I do throughout the year. And I could totally afford it if I wanted it. It just didn't hit me enough to be like, oh, I want to buy that. That's all. So like for me, I know in a lot of my long form videos, I've already talked about this. I do think that this year, 2026, we will more than likely, I'm not going to say confidently we are, but I say more than likely see a Thunder Machine. So is the Thunder Machine going to be a HasLab, upscaled with extra bits and pieces or whatever, or is it going to be made to order? If the Thunder Machine is made to order, I'm probably going to order it. If the Thunder Machine is a HasLab, I will back it. It's not because I love the Thunder Machine. I feel like the Dreadnoks have been built out enough inside G.I. Joe Classified that I think the Thunder Machine would make a cool addition to the G.I. Joe Classified line. So if it's either a HasLab or direct to order, I'm going to get one. We'll see how it goes. I think we'll find out in 2026. I think if we don't find out before June, it will be discussed at GIJoe June in 2026. We've got a bit to wait. We'll see how it goes. So that's my thought. Anyways, comments. Gonna look dope next to my Snowcat. See, Bill? I agree. If you have a Snowcat, you need an Arctic Hiss. So good job. I missed the first hiss, so I had to order one May painted gold for Death Show. That is a good thing as well. Now, my thing is that I did a video on this on the channel, I believe, a long time ago. I would prefer a Crimson Hiss, and I've talked about that numerous times. I do think they probably obviously went with the Arctic Hiss because they're building out this snow vibe in GIJoe Classified. We've got that 3-pack Arctic set coming as well with the Saw Viper, the Night Viper, and the Steel Brigade or whatever. And to see that's the thing, like that's kind of cool, but that didn't really set me on fire either. So I'm not going to pick up that set either. So as you can see, I'm not really, it's funny because I live in Canada where it's snowing right now, but I'm not really that much into the Arctic idea in Classified. I don't have Snow Job because he was exclusive to Hasbro Pulse at the time. I would like a Snow Job. I hope maybe at some point maybe they reissue Snow Job. I'm not really sure. I missed him. I would like a Snow Job, but that's as far as I need to go for snow stuff. Like, didn't get the Snowcat, not going to get the Arctic Hiss, not going to get that Arctic 3-pack. Nothing against snow items. It's just, it's not hitting for me. I need to spend my money on other stuff. Back to the chat. It's a shame Hasbro isn't sharing the numbers. I'd be interested to see how many are ordered. You're right. It would be very interesting to see how many they are actually have been ordered. You know, like, how much does it compare to the Snowcat? Because the Snowcat didn't really get a great backing or whatever. Obviously, it did succeed, but it wasn't like their best seller. So it'd be interesting to see what the numbers of the Arctic Hiss tank are against the Snowcat. I don't know if we'll ever get those. I don't think they don't release numbers on, like, say, the previous direct to order was, say, like the Striker or whatever. I believe there's one more and I can't remember the name of it right now. Anyways, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, a retro carded Snow Job would be pretty awesome. Yeah, it was just that the deluxe one was exclusive to Hasbro Pulse. I just don't order from Hasbro Pulse. And it's funny because one of the other exclusives to Hasbro Pulse was Tripwire. He was a deluxe figure, and I passed on him at the time. And then they must have had an abundance of extras of Tripwire. I'm not really sure, but he showed up on Amazon.com and Amazon.Canada, Amazon.ca, and I was able to order him on Amazon.ca for Christmas. I got him. I think he cost me like $32 Canadian, which would probably be like $25 Canadian American. So I mean, that was a pretty sweet deal. But like, he was exclusive to Hasbro Pulse. You know, like, so like they must have an abundance of him at a warehouse somewhere. So I mean, obviously, I'm thinking if you kind of did some logic here, Snow Job must have sold better than Tripwire. Anyways. A retro carded Snow Job would be awesome because you could probably cut out some of those extra accessories. Just give him the base loadout, and that will be sweet. Oh man, I'm gonna put that on my most wanted list. I think that's Carlos. That's an awesome suggestion. Thanks for that. I'm definitely gonna put that on my most wanted list. Okay, starting with the water earlier tonight, guys. So I haven't done this in a while, so I'm like off my groove or whatever, right? Anyways, so Arctic Kiss Tank, you have 11 minutes. So if you haven't ordered yet, like anyone on the replay, sorry guys, it's already done for you. But anyone live here in chat, you got about 11 minutes left to order that Arctic Kiss Tank. HasbroPulse.com. Not that I'm pushing it. I'm not pushing it. I didn't order one myself, but just figured I'd let people know, like the chat says, you got 11 minutes left. Okay, we talked Arctic Kiss Tank. It's funny because I meant to put that on my list to chat about, and I forgot about it, and then Carlos brought it up, and we talked about it. So that's awesome. Okay, so let's get back. I have a whole list here, guys. Okay, so let's talk about some acquisitions, and then we'll do a little bit of year in review of Transformers and G.I. Joe. The thing is, quickly, every Saturday, due to a family commitment, I have to go out of town to the next city over for a sport thing. And guess what? I found a new Value Village to go to. And it's the biggest thrift store I've ever been to. And where I live, we have about 5 Value Villages. Like, it's a chain of thrift stores. I believe you have those in the US as well. They're really popular here in Canada. I have 5 here in my city. The city over where I go to on Saturdays only has 1, but that 1 is so big, and I'm actually going to do a video about it on a YouTube short about it because I did a quick video while I was there 2 weekends ago, and it's really big. And I have to be honest, I lucked out on some major stuff. Well, okay. What I say is major stuff for me. I mean, it's you know, anyone could have found this stuff or whatever. The first thing, sorry guys, I always got to reach offset. The first thing was, so I found a Skyhawk, and okay, let's be honest here. So what I found was a Skyhawk shell body with intact landing gear in a bag. And I was like, yes, I'll take that, please. Because I knew that I had all the wings and the accessories at home on another shell that was missing its landing gear. So I was like, well, this is a no-brainer. I'll take that home. And I knew I had enough stuff or whatever where I could complete it. And basically, I have another, reaching off. So now I have 2 or whatever. I mean, I don't know if I'll keep 2. If you're a longtime member here, I like to build Cobra Claws Vintage and Trouble Bubbles. Probably the most, in number 3 for the things that I've rebuilt the most are Skyhawks. It's pretty easy to come along with the parts or whatever, and they just keep on popping up. And yeah, so this is about the 5th or 6th one that I've rebuilt in a couple of years. And when I say rebuilt, I mean restored, as in like, you know, taking it from like pieces and like, you know, putting it back together. Obviously I usually keep one for myself, obviously for my collection. I might sell the second one, to pay for more toys. But we'll see. I'll put those back over here. Okay, so that was number one. So I found that at the biggest Value Village that I had been to recently. Sorry guys, I gotta keep on reaching off camera because I don't have enough space on my desk here because it's so messy. Then, one thing that I did find that was pretty cool, I'm just trying to put it together so to show it better on camera, was a Generation 1 dive bomb. The plastic version, so he doesn't have any metal. This is the second version that has just plastic. He's a little loose, but I mean, anyone who would need him to basically finish off Predaking, it's a pretty sweet find, or whatever. Even came with his sword and his weapon. So, I mean, that's really unusual for finding stuff at Value Village. Usually, if things have parts that can come off, they will just like chuck those away and not give them to you unless somebody's smart enough to put them in a bag and then sell the bag to you. Anyways, he's a little loose, but I mean, it's still a pretty awesome find. Hey, Joe Fan 84, welcome to the chat. Anyway, so yeah, anytime you can find a pretty decent Generation 1 Transformer at the thrift store, cost me a couple bucks. Yeah, that's an easy win, right? So that's pretty cool. Okay, so that was bag number 2 at the thrift store. And actually, it's funny because in the same bag it came with this like Venom guy. Sorry, I know who Venom is. That sounded really weird. This Venom, and I haven't done much research about that, but like he's just in the trade pile. I mean, yeah, he's nothing. And then it came with this vintage Spawn figure as well. And then he just goes in the trade pile. And then, so wait now. So we had the Skyhawk, Dive Bomb. Oh, yes. And then I was able to get a pretty minty Transformers animated Ultra Magnus. And it was just sitting on the shelf. It was so weird. And he still works.
We must return the old spark to Cybertron. Ultra Magnus here. Don't be a hero, Optimus. We must return the old spark.
Yeah, and he lights up, right? And his body is in really good condition because I say that because I have my own that I picked up a little while ago. And he has actually like really bad like paint apps here, like paint marks. And his batteries were actually messed up. So I had to remove his batteries because he had a problem with his. But then so I have 2. And when I looked at them, I was like, well, this is a no-brainer. I'll keep the one that's in better paint apps. But then he's missing a part of his, I don't think I can put that up there. Just 1 second, guys. He's missing a part of his, like his antennas or whatever, ears or whatever you want to say, like Prime has. So anyways, so it's a tough one. Which one do I keep, right? Do I keep the one that's in better overall conditioning with the batteries, but he's broken with the antenna? Or do I keep the one that has everything good, but the batteries don't work? I tried to see if I could take his head off and replace it and switch it, but I can't figure that much out yet. I haven't figured it out because there's all these like electronics in here, right? So I'm not really sure how much of that's going to work. I actually might keep this one because I just like the look of it better. I don't know. We'll see. But that's a decision for later on down the road. Oh, and then the last thing I found at that super duper Value Village was not something Transformers or G.I. Joe, but something I picked up, and it was more, I don't do this often because I try to limit the amount of money I spend at the thrift store, because a lot of people are resellers and they just go in there and like, pick up 20 things and hopefully they can make money from it. I don't usually do that, but I couldn't say no. They had this micro machine set that's like an Air Force pilot. It's pretty cool. And then it opens up and like it's got, like a base in it or whatever. And obviously it's missing a few accessories or whatever. It's got a bridge that like falls down if you do it right somehow. Yeah, it falls down. And it's got like a joystick. I guess some kind of airplane was supposed to be on here. It's like an aircraft carrier. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. So I picked it up with the idea that I would probably find a home for it with somebody else, right? Trade something for it or whatever. But anytime you can get something cool, vintage micro machines. I don't collect micro machines myself because I don't need another collection. But I thought it was pretty cool. Anyways. So that's that. So that was my run at that Valley Village. I was like, boom, there's so much stuff here. And I'm going to make a video on the Valley Village because it's just so big. I was just so impressed with it. Okay, now moving on. Let's talk what else did I get? Okay, over the break, I actually picked up this a Star Wars Black Series Slave Leia. I know that's not politically correct to say or whatever, but I couldn't pass on this. It was a sweet deal. I had one that I had in my collection for a long time, and then I sold it because the thing is, this is kind of weird, right? It's kind of like a forbidden object, and you're like, what are you talking about? Well, it's Star Wars Black Series, and it literally says Princess Leia in slave outfit, right? And the thing is, Disney has basically said that they're not doing this anymore. We're not doing this. There's no slave Leia anymore. So it's kind of like a unique item, right? So yeah, that was kind of cool. I got a really, really good deal on this, and like criminal. So yeah, putting that one in the collection for a bit. What else did I get? Oh, okay. Sorry guys, reaching off stage again. Okay, for GIJoe stuff, I picked up a classified Python Patrol bat, and you know what? The bat has always been one of my all-time favorite characters. I obviously have the original bat. I'm not really into Python Patrol stuff that much. I have a lot of Tiger Force classified. I don't have any of the Python Patrol stuff, but I got it for a really good deal off a local seller. And so it was a no-brainer. And anytime you can add one to your collection that you didn't have before, it's a good thing. And it's an early release. When I say early, it's number 41. But I mean, we're at like 200 now. So I thought it was a good deal. I got it for a good price. Yeah, so I picked that one up. And then, so that was in True, Boba Fett's ship no longer referred to as Slave One. Carlos, you're right. It's literally called Boba Fett's ship now. It might be called Boba Fett's spaceship. Like, it's so stupid. Like, we all know they're not talking about actual slaves. It's just called Slave One, his ship. Like, Disney, irks me. Like, Star Wars is like dead, basically, in my eyes. Anyways, then I got this thing. It is a Super 7, I guess the retro bats. This thing's weird. So funny story. The classified Python Patrol and this one both came from a Facebook claim sale and from one of the groups I'm in. And I accidentally bid on this from a local seller and I won it. Nobody outbid me. So I got it for dirt cheap or whatever. But I didn't really necessarily need it or want it. But I thought, you know what, whatever, I'll keep it. The packaging is pretty cool. It's like, look how straight it is. It's like super straight. And it's it's a bat. A bat. I mean, you can't complain about getting bats, man. It's pretty sweet. This is the 5-point of articulation, Super 7. Not my favorite thing. If this had to been O-ring from the start, boom, take my money now. But yeah, the O-rings are pretty cool. Just gonna put that back up in the collection there. Hopefully it doesn't fall down. Okay, so that was that. Then, okay, it's so funny, guys. Like I said, I was so busy running around getting stuff. And I don't think I showed these on stream since I picked these up or whatever. We're talking Transformers quickly. These are, we got Megatron and Optimus Prime. But I don't know if you can see on stream it's the cartoon versions with the coloring to make them look animated, like the comics or cartoons. So these are like late additions to the series. I already have this Optimus Prime in its regular version and this Megatron in its regular version. But these comic or cartoon colored ones were too cool to pass up on. Got those for a steal. And then here, I'm not going to take them out. I've got a box of Generation 2 Devastator pieces. Constructicons. All the bots are there. 6 of them are there. I'm just missing a couple of parts to make Devastator. And yeah, those were a very sweet Facebook market pickup, and actually came with a RAD Prime Beast Hunter Shockwave that was complete in here as well. So that was pretty sweet. That was a lot of stuff. And that was like, that's a ton of stuff. Like that was in 2 weeks, guys, or maybe 2.5 weeks. That was crazy. A lot of stuff. And then one more thing in a second. I gotta run. I gotta get my boy to bed. He starts school tomorrow. I know, but Joe fan, thanks for dropping by. And yeah, I know what you're talking about, dude. Like this whole family is like out the door at like 6:30 in the morning tomorrow. So this is gonna be a hard stream. Thanks for dropping by, guys. The last thing we'll talk about before we get into some year in review stuff was, I think last stream I told you I picked up Jurassic Park for Sega Genesis. It's a stupid little thing I wanted to start collecting. And now I've added World Series Baseball. Damn, the light's bright. I gotta fix the light. World Series Baseball and NBA Jam. Both of them 100% complete with the instructions. Just something stupid. So stupid. So cheap though. And you know what? I love, have always loved this red Sega Genesis stuff or whatever, right? It just looks so good together. Genesis. Anyways, so something I've been trying to get into, and I probably shouldn't, but I am. Anyways, okay, so guys, now you're all caught up. You're all caught up on what acquisitions that I've been doing. Actually, I told you earlier I got GIJoe Classified Tripwire for Christmas. And then I got this too. I got the Hot Wheels tracks. He's the color changing one. So he starts off blue. You add hot water to him, he turns black. He's got an Autobot logo on his hood there. And yeah, it's pretty sweet. So the Hot Wheels collection continues with Transformers. I've got about 5 or 6 of them. That's great. I really hope they continue with that series. Generation 1 Hot Wheels, Generation 1 Transformer Hot Wheels. I actually have a video up on the channel as well about that, of 5 or 6 Hot Wheels they can easily take, throw some new paint on them, and call them Generation 1 Transformers. I really hope Mattel listens and continues with that line, because it's fun hunting for the Hot Wheels. My oldest son is into Hot Wheels. He goes for the realistic cars, the Formula One ones. We're a big Formula One family. And it's fun hunting for Hot Wheels, I have to say. I do enjoy hunting for Hot Wheels. They're so cheap, right? So they're easy to hunt for. Anyways, so that's the last edition. trying to think. I can't think of anything else. I've got some new shorts videos coming out. And I'm working on a long form video, which we will talk about after we do our quick year in review of both Transformers and G.I. Joe. We're going to start with G.I. Joe. And of course, when we're talking about G.I. Joe, we're talking about G.I. Joe Classified. Let me just get set up for a second. You know what's funny? I had a bunch of browser tabs open. And I was rushing around getting ready for the stream, and I closed them all. I'm like, yeah, there's nothing here that I need. And now that I'm actually thinking about it, I had all my tabs open for this year in review that we were going to do. So just give me 1 second here, guys, because I messed up. Just 1 second. That is not what I wanted. Just 1 second, guys. So sorry. I messed up. This is what I wanted. Okay. I found what I wanted. And what I basically found was like, I mean, there's lists out there that show me, like, you know what it would have been a great list? The great list would have been that one that Hasbro put out for the Hall of Fame vote for 2025, where they did all the G.I. Joe Classified figures, and then they did like 1983, A Real American Hero. I tried to find that list, but of course that vote has been shut down. So guess what? The list doesn't exist. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to actionfigure401.com, and they have the visual list of everything. And what we're going to do, we're going to move it over to here, and we're going to go to browser, and we're going to go to here. Boom. Okay. Can I make this a little bigger? Yes, I can. And it is on the screen. Yes. So, basically, if we go here. Okay, so basically, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I am not that great with time and dates. So, I am pretty sure if I go by this, it shows me that basically the first batch of figures that came out in 2025 was the Xandar wave. Now, maybe you guys out there in the old chat know better with the dates, because I tried to find this earlier and I really couldn't narrow it down. 2025 has been a long year. So there's been a lot of G.I. Joe product that has come out during this year. But one of the, I'm pretty sure Xandar was the first wave. So, like, that's a long time ago, right? So, but out of this wave, we're just going to go through all these figures. I'm just going to give you what I think I liked and what I didn't really like. And we're doing a little bit of a year in review. If you really like something, put it in the chat, leave a comment in the replay. And we'll talk about it. So, this first wave. Now, remember, 2025 was one of the first times. Now, it's a lie. Okay, never mind. I was going to say it's when I stopped buying the whole waves, but that's not true. It was kind of the year before that. But the Xandar, Saw Viper, Leatherneck, and Dial Tone wave was really good. But for me, out of that, I only picked up Xandar and Dial Tone. And it was really weird because I was able to get Dial Tone really early on, but like most people could not find Dial Tone. And even Hasbro Pulse, I believe, only sent him out like months after his initial release. So there was a lot of people on the internet like panicking that they weren't going to find Dial Tone. He's one of the most solid G.I. Joe classifieds from 2025. Xandar being one of my other close favorites. I really enjoy Xandar. I actually completely skipped the Saw Viper. I don't know, but I've said this before, and I apologize if you're hearing this again. The Saw Viper basically reminds me of Christian Bale Batman. I don't know why. It's just he has a mask on and you put the helmet over the mask. I did not like their rendition of the Saw Viper. It just didn't, I didn't like it. And then Leatherneck was a little too plain, I found, to like spend the money on him. So, I mean, I'll add the Saw Viper and the Leatherneck to my discount pile, as in, if I could pick him up for cheap, I would pick him up, but I'm not going to spend full price on him. Okay? So, Heavy Duty is another figure. Like, the deluxe figures, I have a hard time. The deluxe figures, they have to be really great for me to spend the initial offering price on them. And while Heavy Duty was pretty cool, it didn't really hit me the way that I think he might have hit other people. I didn't have a Heavy Duty as part of my Real American Hero collection, so I didn't really care for Heavy Duty. I didn't get Heavy Duty. I think he's pretty cool. If he went on discount on Amazon or something like that, I would probably pick him up. But as of right now, I've not seen him go on some crazy discount. The Trench Viper and the Porta Potty, I don't have because it's a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. The Claw is, I've talked about before, I talked about earlier in the stream. The Claw is one of my top Real American Hero toys that I absolutely love. But as of yet, I have not added a Claw to my collection. Just because, sorry, I apologize. It is very expensive right now. So, I don't have a Claw. I'm missing out. I need to find one locally, hopefully. And then the next wave had the Frag Viper, Blowtorch, Darklon, and Footloose. Now, originally, I was going to order the Frag Viper, but I didn't. And I don't... It's not because I didn't like him. It's just that this was a stage where I was starting to, like, cut down on buying all the classified and trying to really pick out the ones I wanted to purchase. And I think that is a very smart thing to do. With classified, they're pumping out so many figures, awesome figures for the most part, that you necessarily can't buy them all. You shouldn't feel the need to buy them all. Pick the ones you want. Okay? So I skipped the Frag Viper. I didn't actually like the design of Blowtorch, so I skipped Blowtorch. I always, for some reason, I don't have a Darklon in my Real American Hero collection, but I like Darklon. I liked the Iron Grenadiers. I really hope they do Destro very soon. And once again, there's a video up on my channel about that. And of course, there have been those rumors that come out that talking about that as well. So hopefully we get Destro very, very, very soon. And then the interesting one here is Footloose. A lot of people have said that Footloose is a very good character. Done very well in Classified. I didn't pick him up yet, but I think I would like to pick up a Footloose at some point. But I don't have them as of yet. Now, once again, Law & Order, deluxe character. Not a pass on him. Pass. Not interested in Law & Order at all. Now, the Breaker, the mass device Breaker, is one of my all-time favorite characters from 2025. I think they did an absolutely awesome job on him, and I really, really, really enjoy him. He hasn't come out of the box yet, but he is a must-get. So, quite easy to get here in Canada as a Target exclusive. But, yeah, he's really cool. Put him back on the peg. Wipe my nose. Got an itch. Dial tone was a hard, but I was able to find that one. Today, I found Sci-Fi and Mainframe. Nice, Mad Gus. That's pretty sweet. It's always nice finding the new stuff. So, Sci-Fi and Mainframe, that's really cool. And Billionaire. Sorry, I'm not in slow-mo here looking at these names. Breaker's great. I love Breaker. Anyways, next up, we have Yeah, I love Breaker. I went out of my way to pick up Breaker. Another exclusive, we have the Crystal Ball. You know what? I've talked in depth about this. I think they did such an amazing job with that Crystal Ball. Like, to bring him to this like loser character from a Real American Hero and kind of like upscale him to like this classified version. They did such a good job. I actually didn't keep mine. I didn't really feel the need to keep him. I didn't love him as much. Of feeling that I needed him in my collection because I had no nostalgia with him related to a Real American Hero. I didn't keep him. I sold him to a buddy that was looking for him. Yeah, so I didn't keep Crystal Ball, although I think they did a really good job with him. I think he's pretty impressive. It really feels like everything since the Twins and Zorano wave has been great. Yeah, I mean, I have to be honest with you. I agree. There has not been very many misses for GIJoe Classified. Like I said, I wasn't a fan of the Blowtorch. But Blowtorch. Yeah, Blowtorch, yeah. I always think I'm talking about Torch. Anyways, yeah. Back to the year in review. Ninja Force Dice and Slice. This one, I'm on the fence about this one. It's obviously a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. I would probably pick this up if I could find it somewhere locally or whatever. He's pretty sweet. And they come with so much stuff. So, Slice and Dice, late addition to Ninja Force from a Real American Hero. I think they did a great job with these guys. So many accessories. They look great. Then onto this Mass Device Snake Eyes with the Polar Bear. Another one I totally skipped. Look, I've ranted about this before. I'm going to keep this short. I'm not a big fan of Hasbro making these deluxe figures and just including animals. I mean, I understand it fit a like a subline they were going for. I get it. Because it's from a particular scene. But I mean, did we really need that polar bear? Did we really need another Snake Eyes? It wasn't for me. I'm sure a lot of collectors out there loved it. Mad Gus, I had that Ghost Viper thing in my hand on 2 different occasions. That price just wouldn't let me buy it with the other figures sitting on the shelf next to it. Yeah, see, once again, we'll get to the Ghost. I'll talk about Ghost Viper in a few seconds. Carlos, I'm a sucker for Ninja Force. Slice and Dice is a great set. Yeah, I agree that Ninja Force Slice and Dice looks pretty badass. Moving on. Okay, the Snake. Once again, Hasbro Pulse, guys. I'm really getting screwed over that I don't order stuff from Hasbro Pulse, but it's on me. Don't worry about it. It was pretty. It looked pretty cool. I don't know if I'm really a big fan and how they really upscaled it. I'm not really sure. I don't know. I'm not. I'd have to see it in person. I've not really seen one in person as of yet, so I don't have much to say about the Snake. For the Cold Slither set, I'm glad that was an exclusive because that's what exclusives are supposed to be, right? They're supposed to be niche that only the hardcore go to pick them up or whatever, and the regular casual collectors don't necessarily feel bad for not getting it, or they want to get it. It's a weird thing. I was not interested in the Cold Slither set, but I know a lot of people were. Now, was I correct in saying that before, when it was announced, that I didn't think it was going to sell overly well? And I think that is true, although we don't have those numbers or anything. I don't think it's sold as well as they possibly thought it was going to sell, because it seemed to be kicking around for a long, long time when it was supposed to be this big exclusive. So that's just me. That's just a business thing. If something's exclusive and it is sought after, it often sells out very fast. The Cold Slither set didn't seem to sell out as fast as maybe it should have. Let's see. Polar Bear set was way overpriced somehow. I got it for less than $50 Canadian. The beer is impressive. That is a good deal. I mean, if you can get a deal on it, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's just, it didn't float my boat for the amount of money they were trying to ask for it. And another Snake Eyes, at that point when it was released, I was like, wow, another Snake Eyes? We don't need more Snake Eyes. Not that I don't like Snake Eyes, it's just we got a lot of Snake Eyes in Classified so far. Carlos, I'm happy with the snake armor. Can't wait for a repaint. So what do you think it's going to be repainted into? What are you going to get? Like a black one or a blue one? Or something like Python Patrol? What do you think it's going to be repainted in? I'd like to hear your thoughts. Mad Gus, I passed on the Slither set. Just didn't have a spot in my collection. Yeah, it's the Slither set is unique. I mean, they did an amazing job on the box. So what do? Do you open it or do you display it in the box? So like the box, I'm assuming, is pretty big. Like, what do you do, right? So if you don't have the space for it, I can understand passing on it. Cold Slither set is still available on Pulse. See, and that's the thing, Carlos. Like if it's still available, I don't think it really sold that well. It maybe was a little too niche or a little too expensive. Because, like, you would think, in the past, these San Diego Comic-Con exclusives sell out, right? So, Slither didn't sell out, so did it do as well as they thought? I don't know. Sometimes, I have to be honest, guys, I do feel the Classified team, while they do overall a great job, sometimes they go a little too deep with the deep cuts, and sometimes I think it might hurt the line. Just my personal opinion. Next up, we have that Night Force 2-pack with Beachhead and Quick Kick. That's pretty cool. I have to say, I'm actually really enjoying the Night Force subline, but I didn't pick this one up. Once again, it's the price. I'm not a big fan of their 2-packs. Guys, I realize, look, I know, coming out of my mouth, there's a lot of I don't like this. I'm not a fan of it. I understand it sounds horrible. I do actually love GIJoe, and I love Classified. I love A Real American Hero. It's just, I don't consider myself a fanboy that just has to consume all of it. I really narrow down and only pick up what I want, okay? And there's nothing wrong with getting all of it. I just can't afford it. I'm not rich. Next up, Snake Eyes. We got Snake Eyes here in my hand. And basically, this guy was not my Snake Eyes growing up in Real American Hero. But I do think they did a great job with this Snake Eyes. I think he looks cool. And he's different from the previous releases of Snake Eyes. So I thought they did a great job on him. Where's my thing at? So he was a good pickup. This wave was pretty good. That Major Blood came out. I have the Cobra Island Major Blood, so I didn't feel like I need to pick him up. I think they did a very good job on him. My only complaint is, do we need a mainline release? I believe he should have been a retro carded figure. That's just my belief. Because they'll probably do a retro carded down the line. So, I don't think we need both, but that's just my opinion. I think he should have been retro carded. Now, the next two, Monkey Wrench and Armored Cobra Commander. Armored Cobra Commander was probably one of my favorite from the year. He's right up there with the Mass Device Breaker for me. I really liked the Armored Cobra Commander. And this is not the problem. Problem's the wrong word. See, they include the iguana, and a lot of people don't even know what the iguana is. And you know what I mean? That's what I would consider a deep cut. Okay? And while I guess it's kind of cool, would you rather the iguana or some kind of accessory for Cobra Commander, or another head or something else, or the iguana? And sometimes I don't feel like they're good necessary decisions. Make an exclusive one and include the iguana. But in the main line, I don't think they need these crazy deep cuts. That's just my opinion. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Carlos, sorry, just catch on with chat. The snake armor can be repainted in Cobra Blue, yeah, or Action Force Escape Armor Red. The Rise of Cobra movie line had a black one. I have the black one in my collection in my case here somewhere. And the Collectors Club released a Python Patrol version. Yeah, so I mean, they have lots of options to repaint that snake. So, you know how they are. They will definitely repaint that snake somewhere down the line, just because they got to get their money's worth out of that mold, right? Mad Gus, I passed on that Snake and Storm Shadow. Mad Gus, Armor Gus was a pass for me as well. Okay. Yeah. I like those. I gotta buy something other ways sometimes. Carlos, I didn't need another Cobra Commander, but I bought it for Serpentor, the Iguana. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's hilarious because I just finished complaining about it. Okay, well, so obviously Carlos likes the deep cuts. There's nothing wrong with that, and that's why G.I. Joe is for everyone. Because what I like might not be what you like might not be what I like, but in the end, we're all happy, right? So that's so funny you just said that. Okay, moving on. Okay, what do we got here next? Okay, the Diver set, the Master Device, once again, really cool. Oh, you know, I started to say about the Night Force 2-pack, and I've talked about this before. I won't go in depth about this. I don't buy 2-packs just because there's no deal on them, right? If they're gonna put two guys together and force you to buy two, you should get a bit of a deal, and they don't give you a deal on them. So it kind of sucks. But the divers look cool, and they're look like they've just jumped right out of the cartoon. So really good job on them, but just not for me. Now, the big one, the Ghost Viper. This is a case for me, and I've already talked about this, guys, so this is your review. You hear all my thoughts come back out about these things. The Ghost Viper is really cool. They did a great job showing him off and making him a cool original character, but we didn't need all that shit with him, okay? I understand he's got magic or whatever, he's crystal ball troop. You could have gave him a few glowy effects and a couple extra heads, sure. He didn't need that dog with him, okay? Or the wolf. He didn't need it. That wolf and the overabundance of extra accessories drove up the price on that thing and made it not worth buying unless you were super hardcore. So, did I need one? Nope. Did I get one? No. And that's fine, but I know a lot of people did. And if you're a fan of the channel, you might have seen on my reels, I found somebody had repacked these, the classic Walmart swappers where they buy them and then put older figures in there and keep the new figure and return it for full price. I found two of these locally. I put it in a reel for you guys to watch. Such scammers, man. Such scumbags. Anyways, the Ghost Viper is cool. Do I think he's overinflated priced? Yes, I do. Mad Gus, I want the Ghost Viper and I'm an army builder, but I can't afford it at that price. Yeah, I agree with you. It's pricey. And especially, like you said, if you're an army builder, yeah, totally. You can't afford a bunch of those. It's overpriced. I don't think they needed to include the animal. They include too many animals with their deluxe figures. Cut it out, Hasbro. The Oz Striker apparently came out in 2025. I don't have one of those. Guess why, guys? HasbroPulse.com. It looks pretty cool. I know it from early rants by me, it looks like they have semi-fixed the small front wheel thing that I had a big issue with. I know I did a segment here on one of the streams a few weeks ago. When I say a few weeks ago, I'm sure it was several months ago. And featured a video from a Toy Kind of Mood, I think, where it was kind of falling apart. It seems very fragile. Anyways, we don't need to talk about that. We talked about that before. It's pretty cool. It looks cool, but I don't really need it. Now, the next one, Pythona. Sadly, I didn't pick up Pythona. I thought she was going to come to Canada. A lot of times the exclusives, the Hasbro Pulse exclusives do come to Canada at EB Games or GameStop. But that one didn't come. So I don't have a Pythona. I would like to add a Pythona to my collection at some point. Yeah, Mad Gus, the Striker is a nice pickup, but it has its issues. Yeah, I think we've talked about that before. Liquid, 2 Spectral Wolves alongside Cristobal looks badass. Ghosts and the Cristobal were kind of a package deal. Yeah. I agree. I'm sure they look great together. I'm sure they do. It's just, those deluxe figures are a bit pricey. It has hella issues, kind of a hot mess. Yeah, I know. I think we've talked about that in depth before about the Oz Striker. I won't spend too much time on it tonight. Okay, moving on. There was a lot in 2025, guys. Like, if you're out there and you bought all this stuff, you must be a doctor or a lawyer, because I didn't buy like a third of this stuff and I can't afford it. Next up is the 2-pack of Mercer and Sarge. Now, my thoughts here, and I've talked about this before, year in review. I'm sorry, they shouldn't have done this 2-pack. They should have just did a 3-pack of the Renegades. Everyone would have been satisfied. But you know what? They signed a new deal with Sergeant Slaughter, so they got to push out Sergeant Slaughter figures. You get a 2-pack with that Mercer and Sergeant Slaughter. You know there's another 2-pack coming with the other Renegades. Like, I think they should have just did a 3-pack and be done with it. Yeah, see, Liquid 2025 gave me classified fatigue. I hear you. There's a lot of stuff here. There is a lot. At least we're looking at it visually. Like, if you look at it in like a list, like, it just keeps on going. That list that the Hasbro put out for the Hall of Fame vote, it just kept on going and going and going. Like, it was crazy. Next up is Bushido, another deluxe figure, super cool, but just not in my wheelhouse. I didn't have Bushido, Budo, when I was a kid for Real American Hero, so I had no nostalgia for him, so I didn't get him. The Joe Porta Potty, didn't get this guy. I don't know about you. It's funny because Liquid mentioned classified fatigue. I'm actually fatigued of Steel Brigade. Those Steel Brigade figures, seeing that helmet. Like, guys, like, every second thing is one of those helmets. It comes out in the Arctic set now. Like, they need to move on from that helmet. I'm sick of seeing it. I don't know about you. I guess it gives it a consistent look of this is the random, a Joe Trooper, I guess. But I'm sick of seeing that. Now, next up is the not the Rage Viper. Sorry, I apologize. The Grim Viper and Sci-Fi mainframe and wetsuit. My wetsuit is, Walmart told me it's shipping to me now. Who mentioned? Who mentioned? Somebody mentioned, I think it was Liquid or Mad Gus. You guys mentioned Mad Gus, you just found Sci-Fi and mainframe in stores. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. So the Grim Viper, I think the Range Viper is an amazing, I think they did an amazing job with the Range Viper. I think he looks great. I mean, mine is not in the box or whatever, guys. So, like, he looks amazing. They did such a great job. The detail or whatever in him. I can't get that back up from sitting down here. The Grim Viper looks just as good. I think they nailed it. Like a repaint that is actually stunning and amazing. I think they did it. I didn't pick him up because I didn't need him in my collection right this second. I might pick him up eventually. Then you got Sci-Fi. Sci-Fi is pretty cool. I think he looks like RoboCop when he is done up. I think they did a really good job of bringing a Real American Hero design to classified. Is it the best design? I didn't like it enough to buy him, but he's pretty cool. Especially if Sci-Fi was one of your guys when you were growing up, you got to pick up Sci-Fi. Mainframe looks good too. He's a little blah, but I didn't get mainframe, so I only picked up wetsuit from this. So I got itchy nose, guys. From this wave. Let's see what. Carlos, I don't need any more Sergeant Slaughter, but I take one more if he comes with a triple T. Yeah. That's a good idea. Comes with a triple T. Yeah, I'd probably take him too. Liquid, if you cut the visor out of the Steel Brigade helmets, they look really cool. So have you done that personally? Mad Gus, I went nuts on the Viper and I bought 4 of them. You bought 4 Grim Vipers? Wow. That's pretty cool though. They are really badass. 5 apparently. Shane, I went nuts on Grim Vipers. I have 7. Wow. Okay. Shane, are you a doctor or lawyer? Can I get some advice? I'm kidding. That's cool, man. Like, that's a lot. Like, if you army build, I do understand the need to buy multiple. That is cool. I am not a classified army builder, so I just get 1 of each. Okay. Next up is the Desert Scorpion. I think they did a good job on the Scorpion. Although, okay, I don't know why. Oh, look, we can zoom in that far. I don't know why he comes with this human face. I think that was a weird addition. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of that. Once again, a deluxe guy that comes with a big animal. That, look, I've talked about in chat. I got to close that. It's freaking me out. I don't like creepy crawly things. If I picked up that Desert Scorpion, that Scorpion would never come out of the box. Like, holy shit. That thing scares the poop out of me. And I don't even live in a climate where we have scorpions. So there's no chance of having a scorpion here. But the Desert Scorpion figure looks pretty sweet. I think they did a good job. This 2-pack, once again, why are we doing 2-packs when we don't give deals? I mean, they're getting closer and closer and closer to finishing that original 13 line. I think this is more what this was about. Pushing these 2 guys out so they can say they're working on this original 13 line. So, I mean, if you're into that original 13 guys, you had to pick this up. Grim Viper head on a Snow Serpent body looks amazing. Well, it's a pretty interesting idea. Nice one, Carlos. A Grim Viper head on a Snow Serpent body. Yeah, I can see that looking pretty cool. Oh yeah, that would look pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, so then we get the what is it? The Hawk, once again, original 13 with the mobile missile system. I have the Cobra missile system, so I didn't feel like I needed to pick this guy up. I mean, maybe some down the line. I mean, the problem is, right? This is a weird thing with this GIJoe classified line. You have this mobile missile system that can be towed. What can it be towed by? The Vamp and the Ostriker. But the Vamps are very hard to get. So it's kind of weird. This should have been released closer to when the Vamp was released. But I believe, if I do have my timelines correct, it was the Vamp. The what is the Cobra one called again? Not the Striker. The Stinger. Sorry guys, I'm having a brain fart. It was the Vamp, the Stinger, the Cobra missile system, and now the GIJoe missile system. So the Cobra ones were released close together, and the GIJoe ones bookended. So I mean, you can obviously have the Ostriker tow this missile system, but it was meant to be towed by the Vamp. And of course, the Vamps are hard to get. And then you have the HasLab that came out in 2025. The Rattler. I did not get a Rattler. I decided against it, but a lot of people love this Cobra Baroness. I think she is really badass. I think they did such an amazing job on her. And I am jealous that I do not have one of these as of right now. Yeah, Carlos. No, I know the Ostriker does have a tow hook, but the Ostriker is not meant to tow that missile system. The Vamp is meant to tow that missile system. While Weasel's okay, he's kind of generic. I'm not a fan of these unnamed characters like these guys. The Cobra Rattler Gunner. I think I guess they're going for a more realistic look. A blue shirt would have been fine as well for this. Yeah, that's those guys. Sorry guys, sorry. Should apologize. And then what do we consider these guys? Like Hit and Run, Big Lob, Night Viper, and Lifeline. They're 2026 guys, right? I wouldn't. Has anyone found these at retail yet? They say they're 2025, but I don't think they've been found at retail yet. Like, I know I have the Night Viper pre-ordered, which I was so excited about. I cannot wait to get a Night Viper. And I have Hit and Run pre-ordered at the moment. I do not have Big Lob or Lifeline pre-ordered, and I'm not really into the Mole Rat. That being said, this Mole Rat with that alternate head looks pretty badass with the dark energon coming from his head. So these guys are 2026, I would assume, for mass retail. Liquid, you'll see that the Baroness Buck, again for the blue suit Dragonfly version. You'll see that Baroness again for the blue suit Dragonfire version. Oh, okay. Sorry. I know what you're saying now. I have the money playing, but no figures. Liquid, the last wave there is definitely 2026 in my books. Yeah, like nobody's seen that at retail right now. So, I mean, they're just coming out. Like I said, I just got Wetsuit shipped from me from Walmart. Like, it's apparently on its way. I thought it was supposed to be here already. So, like, these guys are not out yet as of right now. I think they'll be out in March unless you have a connection to Hong Kong. Yeah. I'm sure, yeah. They're probably on the slow boat coming from overseas. And then, of course, the Arctic Kiss Tank, we just put the last pre-orders in tonight, but we won't see this until 2026. So, I forgot about Retro. We don't really need to go over Retro, but let's see. Where does Retro start for 2025? Starts with CoverGirl. Hey, okay, let's quickly go over Retro. I kind of forgot about Retro when I was doing this year in review. So, sorry about that. Yeah, made to order Tiger Force Tiger Rat. Possibility for sure down the road. I mean, anything's possible now, right? If we just talk about Retro really quickly, I think they did an absolutely stunning job on this CoverGirl. The original CoverGirl, I'm sorry, is horrible. This is amazing. Of course, this breaks my understanding of Retro, because Retro was supposed to be original characters with artwork redone, classified. Obviously, CoverGirl came in a vehicle. She didn't have a single card release back in the day, so I'm not a huge fan when they do this original artwork, but the character is absolutely stunning. I think they've done an amazing job on that character. Next up, Flint. Once again, the character amazing. The artwork on that character is absolutely trash. Unfortunately, I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to insult the artist who did that, or maybe the robot AI that did that. I don't know. Horrible artwork. Figures great. You got the extra Flint. Even this one, the artwork is better than the original, but I mean, guys, where's the original artwork? Like, come on, just upscale the original one, like they did with the original, like they did with all these guys. Like, like look at Rakondo, like he's great. Look at Gung Ho, he's great. They did such a good job with these earlier releases in Retro, but now they're losing the plot a little bit. Like, I understand CoverGirl, while she needed started before CoverGirl. I don't think so. These guys are, unless they were late releases and they came out in 2025, but these all say 2024. I thought CoverGirl was the first one. It says it's 2025, but I mean, I know when it's released and when it's like comes to retail is a little different sometimes. And then, like, once again, we get like this green shirt that didn't ever have a release, so you get this original artwork, which doesn't really drive nostalgia for me personally, and that's why I buy Retro. It's the nostalgia factor. I think they did a great job with the nostalgic feel for the the Televiper. I think they did a great job on that one. The Cobra Bat, completely nailed it. Can't wait to get one of these. I haven't added to my collection as of yet, but I will be at some point. Yeah, let's stop here. Let's go to the comments. You may get a second chance on the Rattler if they ever decide to made to order Tiger Force Tigerette. You're correct. Hey pal, Subzor's here. Good job, buddy. Welcome. All the AI slop are pure or filtered. It looks like ass. I agree. Yeah, some of the artwork is horrible. I do like the Televiper and the Bat. I think they look perfectly fine. I don't have a problem with them. Crazy Legs. Why did they do Crazy Legs? I think this is a horrible, absolutely horrible release of Crazy Legs. That mouth being open like that all the time. He's always yelling. That's a dumb mistake. The female Crimson Guard, not a fan of. It basically just looks like, yeah, they should, if they were going to do this female Crimson Guard, they should have included an alternate head with like some hair. And that is what I do believe. I don't think this is a good enough release. I don't like it. It shouldn't have been a retro card. This should have been a mainline. They did not need to do this in retro. Just my opinion. And of course, the last one as of right now is Zap. Once again, the figure is awesome. We're working on the original 13, but what's up with the artwork? The artwork looks like it's from Fortnite. And, you know, especially when it had such classic artwork in its original release. So that one's horrible. Horrible in my eyes. That's just my eyes. We've talked about that in a previous stream. I don't want to get too deep into it, but that was retro. I'm loving retro. Let's see. From retro, I have Crimson Guard, Snake Eyes. I missed out on Baroness. I have Destro, Gung Ho. Lady J was crazy. Storm Shadow was impossible. Zartan I didn't see either of these. I want to get Beachhead. I have Cobra Commander. I want to get the Eels. I'll possibly get the Viper. I need Duke. I might get Dr. Mindbender at some point. I have Rakondo. I have Rock and Roll. I have Scarlet. I would probably get the Snow Serpent. I'm not really interested in Stalker. I would get Cover Girl. Not interested in Flint. I would get Televiper and the Bats for sure. Not interested in the last three. So, I mean, I enjoy it. It brings out a lot of nostalgia for me. I do enjoy the retro line. Oh, that's a good idea, Shane. For Crimson Guard, just use a Spear and a Frosthead. That would be pretty sweet. Your eyes have a lot in common with my eyes. Okay. Ton of Marvel Legend female heads will be fine for the Femme CG. Yeah, I agree. We'll have to see how it works out. And then these 60th anniversary figures, I don't really talk much about those. Obviously, they did the policeman and they did the fireman during 2025. I mean, I'm not really into those at all. I mean, they're cool. I have a friend who used to be a police officer and is possibly going to try to be a fireman. He really wanted these and he has these picked up. He's also he's a classified collector. So he was really happy about these, but I'm not really interested in these. Some of these other military ones were pretty cool as well. You have them all, Gus? That's a lot, man. So you have all those up until Cover Girl. Got to catch up. You got to get a few of the extra ones. I really want the Bat. I was really hoping it would go on sale. Oh, shit. I didn't mean to do that, guys. I meant to go to Amazon. Oh, my God. Amazon.com. And let's do GIJoe Classified Retro. I wanted them to go on sale over Christmas. They're not on sale. Like, Rock and Roll's $29, apparently. American. The Bat is $27.99. The moment he goes on sale, I think I'm going to order the Bat. I mean, Stalker's been $18.99 for a while. Who else is here? Yeah. Anyways. Woo! Definitely gonna get this guy. Only 2 left. Hopefully it goes on sale somewhere. Like if he went down to like $19.99 or like $18.99, I would for sure buy him. Anyways. Oh yeah, sub. Yeah. Amazon had horrible sales on their website this year for Christmas. It was just horrible. I think the only thing I seen worth buying was they had Road Pig go down to $41 Canadian. So that's pretty good. Like, I mean, some sales here, like a Blowtorch is $25 compared to $34. Remember, these are Canadian prices, guys. So anytime you see 23, like the Cobra Trooper, this was the retro one on sale for 23, not bad. Anytime you see 35, that's just normal price. You're $24 or 25 or $27 in USA. So anything below 35 is a good price for a single figure. But I mean, nothing really that good of a sale. I didn't pick up, anything. I'm trying to see. Nothing. Yeah, nothing there. So, let's see what we got. The firefighter and the police officer are really good figures. The Caucasian head from the green shirt on police officer may go on my crazy legs. The Caucasian head from the green shirt or the police officer. So that guy? Yeah, that could work, hey, for crazy legs. I mean, that looks pretty good, actually. Interesting. Now, will it fit? Like, because I know not all the heads are just pop off and pull on to every one of the characters, right? Or the police officer. Yeah, I think I like the one with the green shirt better for crazy legs. That's just my opinion. So, one second, guys. I just need to open another window here. And that didn't work at all. Cool. Transformers is right there. I guess it was. So I won't spend too much time on this. Just switching over to Transformers for a second. We won't spend too much time on this. It's getting late, and I'm getting tired. And I think most of you guys in chat are GIJoe collectors anyways. But I don't do movie figures, so I don't want to talk too much about Transformers Studio Series. But like, this was probably one of my favorite characters, Scrapper from Devastator. This year, I think they did such a great job with Devastator. This is Voyager class. What is up here? This is Deluxe class. Obviously have Scavenger, Bone Crusher as well. I thought this Optimus Prime was done horribly. So small, the Devastation Optimus Prime. I bought it and actually returned it. Not in the movie characters. I want this Perceptor because it comes with Ratbat and a ram horn. I need that one. Probably sell the old Perceptor. No movies. I need this Studio Series Wind Charger. Look, 2026. Can't do that. There have been people who have found the Wind Charger at retail or have had it shipped to them. Voyager class. Mixmaster was good. A lot of movie stuff in here. 2026 coming. Obviously, I want that Thundercracker. We talk about Leader class. The big one, obviously, was Megatron. I think he's like the best character they've released this year. The box looks so empty, though, hey? Look at the box. Look at all that empty space. Put him in a smaller box, guys. Not in the movie, guys. I don't do the movie, guys. Soundwave, technically 2026 release. People have found them in 2025 in Walmart and Target in the US. I skipped on him. I think that was a mistake. I'm kind of regretting it. I have the previous Legacy one. The problem with this one, for me, There's no what a photo say. The problem with me for me was that he didn't come with Rumble. I wanted a Rumble blue. Sorry, guys. Frenzy's right here. Red for me as I'm a cartoon baby. And I was like, I'm gonna miss out on Rumble if I get rid of the Legacy one. So I kept the Legacy one, but I really like the look of the 86 one. I'm kicking myself. Carlos, they totally need to do that Hound classified crossover. I agree. And then what do we got here? Commander class, we got these two Decepticons, Constructicons. I haven't opened my box yet. I got Ultra Magnus. It says 2023, okay, guys? They re-released them this year. I only got mine in 2025. So, for me, he's a 2025 release. So that was pretty cool. And then they've got some other stuff here. Yeah, I don't really want to go too deep into Transformers right now, guys. I'm trying to think. Well, can we do, is Legacy here too? For Legacy, visual guide. Let's see. Now this is Legacy. What are we on now? We're not on Legacy. We are on, where is that? Age of the Primes. That's what we're on. We're on Age of the Primes. And what else are we on? Yeah, in Studio Series 86. So, oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Guys, I have not had anything to drink tonight. Don't worry. Visual guys, I'm just getting tired. So they've released a lot of stuff in Age of the Prime so far. And like, this is all 2025 stuff or whatever. Superion was really well done. I have all the jets there for Superion. I didn't collect the primes, basically. I'm not into those guys. I don't need them. I don't like Sideways. The jet. I only picked up the combiner pieces for myself. They did a great job with a lot of the Age of the Primes. Of course, we're building Bruticus, so I've got Vortex and Blast off here. It's pretty sweet. Not into the Junkions. Not into the Beast War stuff. I might pick up this Sure Shot at some point because I do love my Generation 1. And it's a Target Master. Love that. Voyager class. Nothing really here of interest. Obviously, we have Brawl coming. 2026. But people have found them already. So, yeah, nothing much there. Leader class, more primes. And we got Grimlock again. So, nothing really cool there. And then we have Superion, Silverbolt, and of course, Onslaught will be 2026. Yeah. So, Transformers, I'm a bit more selective on. And I know a lot of you guys in the chat aren't into Transformers, so I don't want to spend too much time about that. Yeah, so for me, we got 2 more topics to talk about, guys, before the stream ends. So I got to get this done quickly because I am getting tired. It's late. Quickly. One is a GIJoe topic, so stay for the GIJoe topic. Quickly, I'll go over one other topic, and then we'll switch back to GIJoe. I was lucky. Actually, let me switch the cameras. We'll go back to main camera. Whoop. I was lucky enough. This is Blocky's. Blocky's Wheels. So the Blockies company reached out to me and sent me a box of Blockies to go over, review, and I got to do a video. There's a video coming for Blockies Wheels. It's a new line they have. And basically, it's a blind pack Transformer-inspired product they do. And normally, it's little cutesy figures that have some articulation, little 5-point of articulation. And they're pretty sweet. And they did a new series. It's called Wheels. And basically, you guessed it, instead of figures, you get like the vehicles. And so here is a translucent Optimus Prime chase figure that I was able to pick out of the box or whatever. Blind pack. And so, yeah. So it's pretty cool. I got a video coming about it, and I'll do a couple more. I got to do a couple of shorts about it as well, because I have a bonus product of... So I had to get this out of my blind packs, but they sent me... And they sent me the trailer for this as well. So I got to build the trailer, put Optimus Prime, figure out what about that. So that's pretty cool. Do a review about this, put it up on the channel. So you got to build these, right? So it's all these little pieces. You have to build them, the little model kits. Oh my God. Wow, I'm so stupid. I never looked at this before. I assumed that this was just the trailer. But it looks like Optimus Prime is included in this trailer. Interesting. Okay, well, I'll have to take that apart and find out more details. So that was kind of cool. That is kind of my first sponsored gig or whatever. Somebody contacted me, and as like a rookie YouTuber, that's kind of cool. I'll give you my honest opinions. There's a long form video coming about this stuff on the channel. We'll see how that goes. Let me just catch up on the chat here for a second. Mad Gus, I only grabbed one firefighter at Carlos, but I have 4 cops. Great figure. Carlos, they need to do a Hound classified crossover. Yeah, we talked about that. That's a good idea. Carlos, I don't do Transformers unless they're tied to Joe. That being said, they need to do more crossover sets. I 100% agree. I do enjoy those crossover sets, and I hope that series continues. I have my doubts, though. I'm with Carlos, Mad Gus. Mad Gus gives Carlos the thumbs up. Yeah, that's the blockies. We'll get more details about that later. Now, quickly, okay, guys, quickly. There's a little bit of strife in the G.I. Joe classified community right now, and I don't know how much you guys follow stuff, okay? But I just wanted to give my quick opinion on something. So, my last long-form video was... Let me just get it open for you for a second. My channel, and we'll go videos, and we'll go back to here, and we'll go back to here. So my last long form video before the holiday break was our insider leak reaction from Destro is My Spirit Animal. Now, Destro, My Spirit Animal, is another awesome G.I. Joe classified channel. Really good guy in the community, has a huge following, does great work. I really like his attitude. He's just so easygoing. Great guy. I've never talked to him personally, but I enjoy his videos. Of course, 2 things here. He did a video. He had talked about that an insider reached out to him, gave him a huge list of 12 things that are coming in 2026. And basically what I did in my video, I took his list that the insider provided him. He did not come up with the list. Somebody who said they were an insider gave him a list. He does not know if it's true or not. He gave his reactions on the items. What I did, I took his list of 12 things that he talked about, and I talked about those 12 things just to give my own personal opinion about it. So if you haven't watched either of our videos, check them out. But that was that. That was, when was that? That was 13 days ago. So I think before the holidays. So, that's what we did. That's what I did. That's what I talked about in my latest video. So I went over everything. Now, if you do follow the G.I. Joe classified community, you may be aware of Viper Island. Now, I don't care if you do like Viper Island. That's up to you. I am personally not a fan of his work because he causes too many problems in the community. Now, I don't want to get into a problem with Viper Island, whatever. That's, you know, his work is his work. If you like him, you like him. If you don't like him, you don't like him. It's not a problem. But apparently, Destro and Viper Island are in a bit of a beef right now. And you know what? I don't want to go too deep into it, but from what I've seen and what I've noticed, I don't watch Viper Island's videos because I don't like his content, and that's just my personal opinion. No pressure on you guys or whatever. But apparently in his latest video, in response to a video that Destro did, he apparently doxed Destro and gave out his address where he works, and like because he didn't like what he had to say about G.I. Joe stuff. This is ridiculous. And I'm sorry, Viper Island needs to give up this shit that he does with everyone. Okay? So I have not watched his video where he's done this, but Destro, and I've seen, I think the 5POA have done a video about it now as well. The 3POA, right? It's a 3POA, right? Those guys. That is not cool. And I just wanted to throw my own opinion out about this topic, this little bit of strife or whatever. Like, I do a lot of speculation videos here on the channel. It's kind of what we do. You know, we speculate stuff's going to come. Like I did a big video that I speculate we're going to get Iron Grenadier's Destro at some point with his vehicle as exclusive. I think that's fairly straightforward. And I think that's going to happen. Speculation video. If somebody doesn't agree with what I say and calls me an idiot in the comments or whatever, that's their opinion. If somebody does a rebuttal video and says, this guy over this SwishPOP, he's an idiot, that's their opinion. But if somebody goes out and finds out my personal information and my address and where I work and leaks it on the internet, that has nothing to do with our topics of toys. Like, we're just toy collectors talking about toys for fun. We're 40-year-old guys. I'm in my basement. My kids and my wife are asleep upstairs. I'm just talking about toys here. There's no reason to dox anyone, and that is not right. And the moment I heard that, I was like, what the hell? This guy is going too far. Was it like last year he did the copyright strike battle with Shark News and somebody else? Shit, I can't remember. Anyways, the 3POA guys, right? They did this copyright strike battle or whatever. That was not cool. Viper Island is just out of control, and I don't know why people in the community still watch him, but whatever if you do. So anyways, long story short, it's a shitty situation, and I really hope it gets resolved or whatever, but Viper Island goes way too far, and he takes this stuff way too serious or whatever. Long story short, Destro, good guy. I hope if everything gets resolved, I hope he continues. He's a great guy. I love his videos. Anyways, long story short, yeah, just wanted to add my opinions about that. Let me just go to the chat to see what's on the go here in the chat. Mad Gus with the classic Diaper Island. What are you saying? I'm telling Viper Island. So what would Michael French do in this situation? Mega J Retro is another. Okay, well, okay, whoa. I don't want to be calling people names. I'm not calling people names. Viper Island also had some beef with a Punk with Toys. Yeah, I know. He has beefs with everyone, and it's ridiculous. Guys, we're talking about toys. Why are people having beefs with each other? This is not serious stuff. Even if we were talking about politics, and there's a lot of politics stuff, and we don't want to talk about it here, I'm not calling people idiots or dumbasses for having their own opinions, or calling them out. People need to chill out a bit, and Viper Island needs to take a chill pill about this stuff, okay? He needs to relax, and if he wants to be part of this community, he needs to bring it down a bit, okay? Because there's no time for this silliness of doxing people. What are you going to do? Oh, he called me a moron in my video, and I'm going to tell him where people live so, he can get fired? The people are stupid. Stupid. Anyways, sorry. That's my little rant for today. Anyway, so that was my little rant about that. I just wanted to get my own little opinions out there for a second. I know it's not a big part of the community. It's only a select small part of the community that is often affected by that. But like, man, Viper Island's got to stop, man. He's just got to stop. Either that or I'm not saying this, but enough people have to complain that he goes away. I'm not telling people to do that, but like, when is it going to stop with this crap that he pulls, right? Anyways, whatever. Hey, it's making beefs with everyone. Meanwhile, it's making Big Macs with less and less beef. Okay, bro. Sub, you're hilarious. You are hilarious. Okay. So, overall, I think we covered everything today. It was a pretty long stream, man. Viper Island has repeatedly used other people's content without citing his sources. It's plagiarism. It is correct. Like, whenever I do stuff, I usually try to cite them, and even for that last video, Destro was the one with the list, and I never pretended it was my list because that's what Viper Island usually does. He'll like write over people's names in their videos and just they take the content as his or whatever. I'm always up for giving people credit for what they do or whatever. And, you know, it's just a rebuttal system. Like Destro did the video. I'm just giving you my opinions. I was writing my opinions in Destro's comment section, but I was like, maybe I should make my own video about this or whatever, right? And, you know, I made sure I credited Destro. It's not hard. People will find out where the information come from. So you might as well be upfront on where it came from. It's just common courtesy, right? Anyways, long story short, Destro does great videos, and he does great work. And I have no problem with him. I have a problem with Viper Island. He needs to give it up. Stop being such a little baby or whatever. We're talking toys. It's not craziness or whatever, right? Yeah, Sub, I've often thought about that too. I feel bad for his kid because, you know what, as kids and parents, we just learn we just follow what our parents do or whatever, right? So, you know, we'll see how it works out, but we don't want to talk about his kid. I don't want to talk about his kid here on the channel. It's just him. He's the one who controls what he does on his channel. Viper Island, he needs to give it up and get in line with the spirit of the community, right? This you know what? It is 1:15 a.m. where I am. I think this has been a pretty good return to form for streams. I really appreciate all you guys dropping by. Like, I was not expecting this many people to drop by on a return after the break. So I really appreciate it. If you haven't done already, think about hitting that like button. And if you're new here, think about hitting the subscribe button. So we do these live streams every Sunday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I usually release one long form video a week and a short every now and then. And I also, if you're not aware, I use the community posts basically as social media. If I find a leak or somebody posts news, I post it on the community page here on YouTube because this is where my biggest audience is, and I try to get that news out to you. Also, if you are into ordering from Amazon, I have an Amazon Canada and an Amazon USA store where I always add the newest things and hot deals to kind of like give you guys a little place where it's all organized where you can go buy stuff. Obviously, I get like a 1% kickback when you buy from me. The same prices on Amazon if you just load it up amazon.com or .ca. Check that out. Yeah, I think we'll probably call it here. And I'll be back next week, hopefully. And like I said, I always schedule the streams. They're on the channel. It says when the next one is. Usually I'll do it a few days beforehand when I know that the next stream is going to go ahead. It would only be canceled if something family related came up. Mad Gus, he gives Canadians a bad name like Trump gives US a bad name. Agreed. I don't like the fact that he's Canadian because he gives us a bad name. Dr. No Good, should they bring back mail order figures? For sure, 100% they should do that. That would be an awesome promotion. They need to do that. And you know what? Put the flag points back on. Get people to collect stuff and actually have to buy product to get things, totally do that. I guess that's sort of where the exclusives come from, but do the retro thing, do the promotions where you got to collect stuff, something in a pre-order form in the box or something, so you have to buy the product, right? I'm sure they would love us buying more product. So that is a good idea, Dr. No Good. I bet the kid is a bully at his school. Sub, buddy, calm down. Cheers to amazing 2006. Yeah, 2026 is going to be amazing. Lots of G.I. Joes, lots of Transformers. I know we do more G.I. Joe stuff here. Don't worry, we'll fix up the formatting or whatever. Yeah, happy with the deals that I've picked up so far. And hopefully 2026 brings lots of joy for all of us. Anyways, guys, I'm going to end the stream here. We'll see you next week. Thanks for dropping by. Have a good one. Good night.